What's up, guys? So after the draft, you look at players who are currently on the roster who may have an increased opportunity or decreased opportunity the upcoming season based on how the draft went. You can call it winners or losers, but I don't know if it's necessarily that black and white. Now, obviously, somebody who has an opportunity for playing time is Leonard Taylor. The Jets don't draft a defensive tackle. There's pretty much just rotational bottom of the roster guys outside of Quinnen Williams. Let's call it what it is. Derek Notty's been okay before. He could throw you 30% of the snaps and you can be all right. But besides that, it's just Quinnen and some dudes. And Leonard Taylor can be as good as any of those dudes. Now, he isn't a one tech, so I don't know if there's a path to him, like, quote unquote, starting next to Quinnen. But Quinnen plays whatever 65% of the snaps. So that opens up a whole 35% of the reps potentially for Taylor. Not that it works exactly like that, but you got what I'm saying. There's an opportunity for a significant role for Leonard Taylor, a second-year player as an undrafted free agent who has some nice pass rush tools, and he flashed a bit as a rusher last season. I also think Eric Watts and Braden McGregor, who played a bit last year, I think this coaching staff is going to like Watts and his size and his ability to defend the run. McGregor is no small dude either, but he's a little bit more of a finesse edge, and it's just the fact that they didn't sign an edge of note at all in free agency, and they didn't draft an edge player until their very last pick, and Michael Clemens and his $4 million cap hit might be off the roster. So the edge group is less deep than it was on the team last year. These guys played a bit last year, and they're in their second season. So hopefully, it could be a world in which the two backup edge players are Barron and then one of these two dudes, a super young group. Malachi Corley, they don't draft a wide receiver until round 4. And would I be shocked if Corley is ahead of Smith in the pecking order early? No. Would I be shocked if Corley is cut? No. Would I be shocked if Corley is wide receiver 2 or 3? No. I don't know how to rank these wide receivers, man. But obviously if they came out and drafted Jaden Higgins in round 2, I think he was off the board. Or obviously McMillan in round 1, or even Kyle Williams in round 3. I think most of us thought a receiver was going to go in the first 3 rounds. But they didn't. So now Corley maybe has an opportunity for some more snaps. Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis benefit from the Jets not drafting a running back because you never know how they're going to feel. Remember, the Jets drafted Izzy Abanikanda and the next year turned around and drafted 2 more running backs. They didn't like Izzy. So obviously the Jets feel pretty comfortable with their running back depth. I was just about to mention Jordan Travis because they didn't draft a quarterback, but he is actually retiring, which is a bummer. Now, some guys who are going to have a less of an opportunity with how the draft's panned out. Obviously, Carter Warren, Max Mitchell, and Chuks Okafor, they're not going to be starting. Look, Membu's going to be the day one starting right tackle. Stone Smart, if the Jets waited until round 4 to get a tight end, but now he should be pushed down. And I think Taylor and Ruckert should get most of the playing time just because Ruckert, I'm hoping, could develop into a decent blocker. And then Taylor is just your little bit of a do-it-all tight end, but more of a receiver. So I think Stone Smart, it's crazy that his name is even on here, but it did cross my mind that he would be pushed down a bit. Tony Adams, I think, could be on the bench behind Malachi Moore. And then Greg Z and Carlson Andrews Carlson, rather, with the UDFA they picked up out of Ole Miss, hoping he wins the job and we just have our long-term kicker there. So it's something to watch out for. And then Quantez Stiggers, I think, will probably be behind AZ Thomas in the pecking order initially, and we'll talk about soon.